mic at? What's going on, people? What's going on? How y'all feeling this evening? I know I said I would be reading the book of Acts, but we not gonna be doing that this week. I was I was under the weather, so I'm getting over being under the weather, and as I was down and I was trying to recuperate from that, I ended up thinking about something that I can continue to do throughout like the weeks. Like so when to to not just bombard every day with a reading thing, I was thinking about like other programs and other stuff that I could come up with. And the one thing that kept standing out to me, and the one thing that kept coming to my kept coming to my head and popping up in my head was that we have a Friday night testimony over at Bolo's, and that kept coming up to me in my head. And lately, we've been having like deep conversations, and we've been having like other things that we've been covering and stuff like that. So so we don't really get to too many like videos and stuff. And I wanted to come up with something that we can do throughout the week, not just on Friday, but something that we can cover, you know, continuously throughout the week and stuff like that. So this is this is the first episode. I'm gonna say this is the first episode of faith and growth, and I wanna. I don't know if I wanna do it on Tuesdays. I don't know if I wanna do it continue. Hold on. Uh, I don't I don't know if I just want to do it on Tuesdays. I don't know because I have Bible study on Tuesdays. Wednesday is Bible study recap. Um, Friday, a lot of times. What's going on, Mama? Friday, a lot of times is Friday night testimony over at Bolo's. Sometimes he may have it on Friday. Sometimes he may have it on Saturday. Um, so that leaves Thursday and Monday. Uh, I'm not sure if I want to start the week off. It would. I don't know. It could be a thing, or what if then Thursday is another day that I could possibly do it. So it'll be between Monday or Thursday. I might change this faith and growth to either Monday or Thursday. But I might do Monday. I'm gonna test Monday. No, because then I still gotta get uh uh a reading in there. So hmm, Monday could be a good day to do the reading, and then hmm, because you got Tuesday night prayer after Bible study, and I'm not trying to be up all night. I don't want to be up all night on Tuesday doing a live. That's Bible study, Tuesday night prayer, and then I can go live, and that'll push me all the way to like 11 o'clock. I want to at least get off at a decent time. So I might do Thursday. I might do Thursday. And I'll save Monday. Monday would be the day that I'm trying to build a schedule for y'all so that I can have a schedule on how I want to break stuff down. And I'm thinking Monday night will be the reading night, whereas though we'll cover a couple chapters on whatever whatever book I'm reading. Tuesday will be uh kind of like a off day because I got Bible study, and then we got Tuesday night prayer over at Bolo's. So I'm not trying to be up all night trying to do a live. Wednesday I have we have the Bible study recap of what we went through on Tuesday. So that'll be Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. So that look like the 3 days that I have for y'all. That I have for y'all. I could do Friday. I could do Friday. If I do Friday, it'll probably be another read because I'm not gonna do a live because that'll if I do a live, then I know that'll lead all the way up into Friday night testimony over at Bolo's. So I could do a read. So we can have reading Monday and Friday. Wednesday would be Bible study recap, and then Thursday will be faith and growth. Thursday night faith and growth, and that's what I want to call it is faith and growth because that's what we're trying to do. We want to I want to have something that we can build up our faith, and we can grow spiritually. And it's kind of dope that I went to Chat GPT, and I typed in give me some titles that I can use, and the headliner title was faith and growth, and it instantly stood out. I was like, that's dope. That's dope. Because Sunday, I didn't make it to church Sunday, but I did watch church on I did watch the service on Facebook, and the message that my uncle was preaching from was I think the title was "Time to Grow Up." I think that was the title. It's time to grow up. So I found that to be a good title, faith and growth. You know, in this time we gotta start building our faith. We gotta start building our faith. And Bible study tonight was just to give y'all a heads up for tomorrow. It was what what was it? Mustard seed. It was the parable of the mustard seed. So so it kind of went with today and Sunday, faith and growth. But with this live, with faith and growth, this live is gonna be it's gonna be sort of like what we cover in the Friday night testimonies. I'm a find videos that we can watch together, and we'll watch and elaborate and give our thoughts on what we get from from what we're seeing. So what's going on, brother? Hey, so if you wanna jump in the live, bruh. I put the link up top, bruh. You're welcome to join in. And this is a part of the open discussion too. So anybody that wants to jump in, this is why we're on StreamYard. So anytime y'all see me on StreamYard, I come on StreamYard so that people can come in, they can jump in and interact. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to just sit in the background and just listen. They could come up on stage. Um so anytime y'all see me on StreamYard, just know that this is the site that y'all can come and interact with me. Um if you see me on Streamlabs, and you can tell Streamlabs because it's a little different. Is The layout is different. But if you see me on Streamlabs, 9 out of 10 times, I'm not letting people up because that'll crash my whole system. So, so yeah, handle your chores, bro. Handle your chores if you got time, bro. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate you stopping in, showing me some love. If you got time to jump in, jump in and come and kick it. But yeah, anytime you see me on Streamlabs, most of the time I'm not letting nobody up. But if you see me on StreamYard, you see me on here, y'all more than welcome to come and kick it with me. Um, for anybody that want to come up, the link is up there. But for this is gonna be this the first one. We gonna see how this goes, and basically we're covering. I'm gonna be getting videos, and I'm gonna be getting different videos so that we can hear and we can elaborate on certain things, and we're gonna start building our faith, and we're gonna start growing spiritually. That's what I wanna do. That's the purpose of this live. So this live right here, I have three videos already brought up. The three videos that you see right here. I was up all night. I ain't gonna say all night because that's cap, but I was up for a nice bit of the night until I fell asleep with the phone in my hand. Um, finding videos, and I found a nice portion of videos. So we'll have. I'm ahead of the game, so I at least have videos for like 3 or 4 episodes. Um, I'm gonna play these. I'm gonna play these three, but the one gentleman over to the left with the locks, he used to be a troll. He used to be a troll, and he used to be a prankster, and he used to do like wild stuff. But he changed his life now, and I want y'all to hear this testimony that this brother has. I'm saving that one for the end because that one hit a little different. But we gonna play this one brother right here with in the black. We gonna play him. We gonna listen to him, and we're gonna just dive in. You know. So let me let's pull this one up. Let's pull this one up. And we're gonna dive in. Who is that? Vaughn Eric, what's going on? What's going on, brother Vaughn? How you feeling? That's what's up. Hey, bro, the link is in the comments. If you want to join, you're more than welcome to join. You're more than welcome to come up. This is the first episode of Faith and Growth. It most likely won't be on Tuesdays, but I'm shifting. I might shift towards Thursday for this. But we're ready to listen to this guy right here. Speak. Philip. What is that? Philip A. Mitchell. We're gonna listen to him speak. And then I got another one from him, and then I got another one that we're gonna do. So we're gonna do 3 videos for the night. So yeah, if you got time to jump in, come on, jump in.
Of your life to give you that push. Sometimes the Lord is watching you, knowing that you need to take this next step of faith. Sometimes God will engineer transitions in your life, albeit painful, sometimes to push you down roads you otherwise would not chosen for yourself. And because He is the author and finisher of your story, sometimes He knows you will not move, and so you need a push. And so sometimes He might close the door to give you that push. Sometimes you might go through rejection to get that push. Sometimes something has to crumble around your life to get that push. Sometimes He'll take something out of your life to give you that push. Sometimes the Lord is watching you, knowing that you need to take this next step of faith. Sometimes God will engineer transitions in your life, albeit painful, sometimes to push you down roads you otherwise would not chosen for yourself. And because He is the author and finisher of your story, sometimes He knows you will not move, and so you need a push. And so sometimes He might close the door to give you that push. Sometimes you might go through rejection to get that push. Sometimes something has to crumble around your life to get that push. Sometimes He'll take something out of your life to give you that push. Sometimes the Lord is watching you, knowing that you need to take this next step of faith. Sometimes God will engineer.
Man, man, this from the videos that I seen from this guy from last night. I got a couple of his videos. He be talking, bruh. He be talking, bruh. Like, I'm doing good, Von Eric, too. I seen your message. I'm doing good, man. I appreciate you asking too. Definitely appreciate that. And yes, Vaughn, that joint is powerful, bruh. Like, when I heard it last night, I'm like, bruh, I remember being in that point of my life, you know. I remember like being in a point to where as though I felt like nothing was going right. I couldn't do right. I couldn't get right. You know, nothing that I felt like nothing that I would do would be right. You know, and I remember being in a point to that I didn't know I was going through a depression state. Um, it wasn't until my wife told me, like my wife told me, like, bruh, like I can see, like you are depressed about something, and as men, we don't really speak on too much. We don't really hold on to too much. You know what I'm saying? We bottle that stuff up and it just goes away until we get shooken up, and then it's like a canned soda where you finally hit the top and it just explodes everywhere. You know, I remember being like that, and I didn't I felt as though like I didn't have nobody to come to and speak with, and I always wondered why I feel like it's only me going through this. Why is it only me going through? I do so much for everybody. Why am I going through this? But see, I didn't understand that the reason why I'm going through all this stuff is that it's the Lord. He's molding me. He's molding me. He's hitting the imperfections and he's smoothing me out. He's putting me through all this, like Bolo says, with the gold and the blacksmith, he hammering on me. You know what I'm saying? He's putting me through all this so that when I finally become what I need to become, I can be the best version of me possible. And now I'm starting to realize that. I'm starting to understand that all those times that I was going through this, it wasn't because I'm just going through it and life ain't working for me. It is no, he's preparing me to be in a better position that I'm at now. You know, he wants me to focus in, and he wants me to realize, and I didn't at that time, because at that time I was still moving in the way of the world. You know what I'm saying? I knew God, and I understood God, but I wasn't using him the way he wanted me to use him. I'm trying to understand it for myself. I'm trying, like Proverbs 3. I'm trying to be wise in my own eyes. I think that I got all the answers. I think I got all the knowledge. I think I'm the one directing my path. The whole time I'm running into all these walls, and this door is closing and this door is closing, but I'm not completely out of the loop, because he's still creating a space for me to get through. He's just letting me know, like, that's not your path. This ain't your path. This ain't your path. And I'm not realizing that. And and when I finally opened my eyes and I finally seen what it was, and yeah, when I finally accepted Christ, you know what I'm saying? That's when I started feeling that smooth surface. That's when I started feeling the gentleness. It's no more rough. It's no more rough. It's no more roadblocks and bumping heads, and it's that smooth surface. And it's funny. It's funny because I got three kids. I had three kids. My oldest child, I was still rough and rugged, you know. So my oldest child is like me. She's rough and rugged, you know. After the first child, my second child came. I was more calm. I was learning I was learning patience. I still had that hot head, that hot temper, but you had to cut the stove on for that flame. With my oldest child, the flame was already on. You just all you had to do was stick your hand in front of you, you'll feel the heat. My second child, the stove is off. You have to cut the stove on in order to get burnt. If you ain't cut the stove on, you wouldn't get burnt. But I was more subtle with her, and she had a lot of issues. She had a lot of issues. Like I had to really like lock in and really like want to change. And I started seeing myself my I started noticing like stuff was changing around me, and I was changing my mental and stuff. And that's the one that I like put a lot into, like that's when the other two go running to their mother, she comes to me. She be all on my back, hanging on me. You know, I consider her my love child. Um, I everybody used to always say, "Oh, that's your favorite child. That's your favorite child." But I don't have the favorite child. I love all my children equally. She's not my favorite child. I just had to put a lot more into her, and then the other two, then the baby and the oldest. The baby and the oldest, they kind of the same. They kind of the same. That middle one though, it took a lot of patience. It took a lot of understanding. It took a lot of maturing, and the Lord used her on purpose. He used her on purpose because he knew that was the one that was closest to me. Yeah. Nah, real talk. That's the one that is closest to me. And when he used her to go get back, I told this story on Bolo. She went and got baptized on her own. She got saved on her own. These are all her decisions. She didn't come to us and we ain't tell her to do it. She did that on her own. Only thing that we was doing was taking her to church. She did all that on her own. And that day, bruh, I was crying the whole day. I was crying the whole day. I still like at times like get emotional when I'm talking about that because that's gonna be a memory I had for a long time. But the Lord used her for a reason to get to me to tell me like, hey, bro, it's your time now. It's your time. Now it's your time. It's okay to come. Because I see you're not gonna do this, and I see you're inquiring, and I see that you just need that push. That's what he's speaking of. You see, you need that push. So let me put this child up there to give you that extra push to make you take that leap of faith. You know what I'm saying? So when he did that, bro, I ain't looked back since. I don't have no reason to look back because now I know where he pushed me from. He took me out of one spot in my life to the spot that I'm at now. And I always laugh and make a joke of it, but it's for real. If somebody would have told me in my 20s that I'll be doing this right here, right now, I'd have told them they bugging. I'd have told them they bugging. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't see that. I didn't see that for myself. The Lord had that for me. He had that for me waiting. He had this whole path right here waiting for me. He was just waiting for the right moment to push me into that spot. And man, bruh, it's an awesome feeling. This is why this gravitates to me so much It gravitates to me so much because I remember, I remember going through like so much at one point in time, and I just needed that push in the right direction. But I didn't want to jump and take that faith. I needed a helping hand. And right at my breaking point was the time he came right in. And people always say like the Lord works in mysterious ways. The Lord works in mysterious ways. It wasn't until I started understanding that the Lord don't work in mysterious ways. He works right on time. He works when he's supposed to work. When you think you can't go on no more, that's when he comes in and gives you that gentle push. Keep going. Keep going. You're okay. I'm right here. Just keep going. And for us, it's mysterious. For us, we don't understand why it's us. You know what I'm saying? We don't understand, so we think it's a mysterious thing. It's some sort of mysterious thing when it's really not. It's really not. If we sat back and thought about it, it's God working on time for us. It's God understanding. Okay, now is His time. He's done. He he's done fighting against me now. Now is His time. You know, we often wanna fight what is meant for us instead of just accepting what it is. You know, I was speaking to one of my coworkers today, and I'm talking about God and stuff like that, and he's on the opposite of it. Um, he don't really want to believe it's just that's what it is. So I told him like, bruh, I'm optimistic in you, bruh, because it worked for me. I'm optimistic. I feel like it's gonna come a point where you're gonna turn to the Lord, And he's like, yeah, I had a lot of people tell me that, and I don't see it. I don't see it. And I'm like, I get you. I didn't see it either, but look where I'm at now. But one thing I'm gonna say is I'm optimistic. I feel in my heart that one day you'll turn back. You'll turn back and follow the Lord. And don't get it twisted. Like, if what's going on, Scam? How you feeling? If if you don't if you don't uh go to church, or you don't believe in going to church, that's fine. I can't convict you of that. I can't put lay no convictions on you for that, because that's not my job. My job is not to convict you. My job is just to let you know there's another way. But one thing I'm gonna say is, just because you don't believe in that, and you don't believe in going to church and stuff like that, that's fine. But what I'm gonna say is, at least build a relationship with the Lord. Talk to the Lord. Pray. Build that relationship, because you don't know right now. You probably don't even know that he's talking to you, or he's giving you a message, because you don't have the relationship, so you're not hearing what he's saying to you. But when you build that relationship and you start talking to him, you'll probably hear that he has something for you. So, like, I'm not here to convict you. I'm not here to condemn you on anything. All I'm saying is, if you don't want to go to church and do that, at least build a relationship with him. You can't take that from you. I mean, nobody can take that from you, because you got a relationship with him. So after I finished saying that, like, I seen like he was more like, all right, I see your standpoint. I see where you're at with it, and I appreciate you saying that, because a lot of people will use, because you're not in church, that you're doing something bad. I appreciate how you said that to me. So he was like accepting of it. And I I had reason why I'm like that is because I had somebody do that for me. I had somebody do that for me. This is why, because he wanted to know why I go to church so much, and why I'm in why I'm always talking about church and stuff. Because my uncle did that for me. So this right here, was it touched like a spot in my heart for real, that I had to bring the, and this is why, like, we're ready to work on this live. Scam, my brother, if you don't know what's going on, let me just fill you in, to anybody who just now coming in and don't know where we're at right now. And I'm gonna play the video for you so you can hear what he has to say. And also the link is in the comment box if you would like to join in. Anytime you see me on StreamYard, you can hit the link and jump in and join. This is open discussion for everybody. Um, but I'm building some episodes called Faith and Growth. This is gonna be one of the segments. It might not be on Tuesdays. I'm leaning more towards Thursdays for the Faith and Growth. Um, but we're gonna try to do this every week. We're gonna try to do this every week. Have a faith and growth, so we can build our faith up, and we can grow together. You know. Um. But yeah, let's hear this, cause I don't know if everybody heard this yet. Let's hear this one more time before we go to the next one. And like I said, if anybody want to jump in, hit the link, and you can come up on the panel if you got something to say.
Your life to give you that push. Sometimes the Lord is watching you, knowing that you need to take this next step of faith. Sometimes God will engineer transitions in your life, albeit painful, sometimes to push you down roads you otherwise would not chosen for yourself. And because He is the author and finisher of your story, sometimes He knows you will not move, and so you need a push. And so sometimes He might close the door to give you that push. Sometimes you might go through rejection to get that push. Sometimes to crumble around your life to get that push. Sometimes He'll take something out of your life to give you that push. Sometimes the Lord is watching you, knowing that you need to take this next step of faith. Sometimes God will engineer.
Man, that's deep, bruh. That's deep right there, bruh. That's deep. We gonna go to the next one. I got 3 for the night. This the second one.
Satisfied with anything outside of Christ. You'll get the new house and be bored with it. You'll get the new car and you'll be bored with it. You'll get the new boyfriend and be bored with him. There is nothing that's going to satisfy you like a deep, intimate relationship with Christ. There's too many of us, under the sound of my voice, got an inadequate view of Christ. He's too low in your mind. That's why you come into gatherings and you stand like this. You want the worship team to be a cheerleading team. Why don't you worship Him? You know why you don't worship Him? You got an inadequate view. You think He's that baby in a manger. No, He's the one that was raised from the dead. He's the one that John saw when he fell on his feet like a dead man. He's the one that's seated at the right hand of God the Father. He's the one that got eyes like fire, and who's wearing a robe that's been dipped in blood, who got a tattoo on his thigh that says King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. He's the one who the scripture says is coming back He's about to make war. He's the one that died on the cross for your sins. The ones you couldn't pay for with your own righteousness. That's not enough to stand before God in judgment. You know what else them Pharisees had? A false Christ. They was believing in a false Messiah. Just like some of you on the sound of my voice. I don't care if you're mad. You're believing in a false Christ. Your Christ can't confront you. Your Christ can't tell you about your sin. Your Christ is only love and grace. Your Christ don't tell you to forgive. Your Christ don't tell you to be generous. Your Christ don't tell you to worship. Your Christ don't tell you to sacrifice. Your Christ don't tell you pick up your cross and follow me. Your Christ keeps you comfortable in sin. Your Christ doesn't bother you. Your Christ lets you keep your preferences. Your Christ doesn't challenge you. Your Christ does not exist. Your Christ is going to send you to hell. You will never be fully satisfied with anything outside of Christ. You'll get the new house and be bored.
Mm, mm, mm. Bruh, you say you have a inadequate view of Christ. Inadequate view of Christ. You keep him too low in your heart. Bruh. Jesus. Jesus. That's and that's true. That's true. A lot of people do. A lot of people do have an inadequate view of Christ. I can say that because I just told y'all how I was. So I was one of them people. See, the thing is, when I get on here, I'm not afraid to. I'm not afraid to say that I was one of those people. See, a lot of us are afraid to say that they was one of those people. They just want because they in a place now where they can accept God for who He is and stuff. They think that they make it seem as if they didn't come from nowhere. But I reason why I give my testimonies the way I give them like that, and I say the stuff that I say, is because I want y'all to understand that one, I wasn't perfect. I don't want nobody to think that I was perfect, and I don't want nobody to think that I'm just this holy of holy person. No, I'm just like any other person out here. I'm just like any other person out here. But now, what's different in me is that now I have God leading my life instead of me leading my life and letting God take the back seat as I direct and him come behind me and clean up my messes. See what I'm saying? Now I don't even do that. Now I just let him pave the way and I just walk. We gotta stop having this low sense of acknowledgement for Christ and start raising them up, start putting them at the forefront, like Bolo says. And I like when Bolo says this. Put them in the center, and you work around it. Not you be in the center and have him working around you. You put him in the center, and then you work around it. I like that saying because now when we do that, we're not we're not keeping them at a low place or just a case of emergency break glass. Now we're going to him with everything. Now we're going to him when it's hard, when it's good. Not only the good times but the bad times. We're going to him for everything. That's what made David so successful. That's what made David so successful. That's what he went to God for everything. Except the one time where he slipped. Not saying he was perfect, because all of us gonna slip. But he learned from that. That's the thing too. That's the thing too. We're gonna fall. We're gonna slip. We're gonna bump our heads at times. But the problem is, Are you gonna bump your head and then continue to bump your head, or are you gonna bump your head and learn from it to get better? So this one was dope. You know, I like how he broke it down, because at times we will keep God at a low state, when we should be giving him all the praise, all the we should be giving him everything. We should be praising him at the most highest, because one, before he knew before we knew who he was, he already knew who we was. Before uh how I'm gonna say this, he knew we were sinners, but he still laid his life on the line for us not to be sinners. He gave his life for us. We didn't give our life for him. That's why the question is so powerful, when he says, when Bolo says, you took Jesus died for you, will you die for him? And it doesn't necessarily mean you're uh you're dying a physical death. It's, are you willing are you willing to put yourself aside for the Lord? Are you finna die spiritually so that he can renew you, and you can have you can be reborn spiritually? Are you gonna put all your wants and needs, um all your selfishness, all the stuff that you believe that you're doing, to the side, and just let the Lord take over, and have faith in the Lord that he's going to push you where you need to be pushed at, take you where you need to be taken at? This is this guy be speaking, bro. This guy be speaking. This guy be speaking, bro. Real talk. I like his these little clips that I've been seeing from, and I'm gonna keep following him. I'm gonna go on here and follow him. His name is Philip A. Mitchell. That's his name, Philip A. Mitchell. He be talking some heavy stuff, bro. He be talking some heavy stuff. Let's hear that. Let's hear that again.
The cross for your sins, the ones you couldn't pay for with your own righteousness. That's not enough to stand before God in judgment. You know what else the Pharisees had? A false Christ. They was believing in a false Messiah, just like some of you on the sound of my voice. I don't care if you're mad. You're believing in a false Christ. Your Christ can't confront you. Your Christ can't tell you about your sin. Your Christ is only love and grace. Your Christ don't tell you to forgive. Your Christ don't tell you to be generous. Your Christ don't tell you to worship. Your Christ don't tell you to sacrifice. Your Christ don't tell you, pick up your cross and follow me. Your Christ keeps you comfortable in sin. Your Christ doesn't bother you. Your Christ lets you keep your preferences. Your Christ doesn't challenge you. Your Christ does not exist. Your Christ is going to send you to hell. You will never be fully satisfied with anything outside of Christ. You'll get the new house and be bored with it. You'll get the new car and you'll be bored with it. You'll get the new boyfriend and be bored with him. There is nothing that's going to satisfy you like a deep, intimate relationship with Christ. There's too many of us, under the sound of my voice, got an inadequate view of Christ. He's too low in your mind. That's why you come into gatherings and you stand like this. You want the worship team to be a cheerleading team. Why don't you worship him? You know why you don't worship him? You got an inadequate view. You think he's that baby in a manger. No, he's the one that was raised from the dead. He's the one that John saw when he fell on his feet like a dead man. He's the one that's seated at the right hand of God the Father. He's the one that got eyes like fire. And who's wearing a robe that's been dipped in blood, who got a tattoo on his thigh that says King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. He's the one who the scripture says is coming back, not for peace, but to make war. He's the one that died on the cross for your sins, the ones you couldn't pay for with your own righteousness. That's not enough to stand before God in judgment. You know what else them Pharisees had? A false Christ. They was believing in a false Messiah, just like some of you on the sound of my voice. I don't care if you're mad. You're believing in a false Christ. Your Christ can't confront you. Your Christ can't tell you about your sin. Your Christ is only love and grace. Your Christ don't tell you to forgive. Your Christ don't tell you to be generous. Your Christ don't tell you to worship. Your Christ don't tell you to sacrifice. Your Christ don't tell you pick up your cross and follow me. Your Christ keeps you comfortable in sin. Your Christ doesn't bother you. Your Christ lets you keep your preferences. Your Christ doesn't challenge you. Your Christ does not exist. Your Christ is going to send you to hell. You will never be fully satisfied.
Man, bruh. Man, bruh. That, that guy be speaking, bruh. That guy be speaking. Good grief. That guy be speaking. You know what? Because we're on good time. We're on very good time right now. I didn't think that we was gonna be on this well of time. Um, I'm gonna play this one, and while this one is playing, I'm gonna try to. Oh, soap in the building.
What's going on, man? ACOG,
What's
baby.
what's up, brother? How you feeling?
What's going on? What's going on? I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. What's going
That's
on?
what's up. Nothing much, man. Thank you for jumping in and joining the show, bruh. You know,
Absolutely, absolutely.
yeah, I'm a try to make this a weekly thing. I'm gonna work on making this a weekly thing. It might not be Tuesdays no more. We probably push it to Thursday. You know, because
Okay,
I
okay.
got I got Bible study, and then we got Tuesday night prayer. So I don't want
Mm-hmm.
to be in here all late trying to do this. You know,
Mm.
yeah. So Thursday is like kind of like a day where nothing really is shaking on that day. So I'ma probably do something on Thursday and make this a thing, and it's gonna be Thursday night faith and growth.
Mm. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So we're gonna go over like different videos and work on work on building our faith up and work on growing spiritually together, as a family. um
Mm.
I feel like it's well needed. It's well needed for us to do these things because we all got situations that happens. We all got
Mm-hmm.
situations that goes on in our life, especially as men, that we don't really get to talk about in the shed. And it's just like Friday night testimony, you know,
Mm.
and this is gonna we can't get fed just one time a week.
True,
You
true,
know,
true.
if you try to eat one time a week, your body's gonna go through it's gonna go through stuff.
Oh,
you
most
know,
definitely will.
yeah, so this is something the way as though we could continue eating and being fed, and we can be healthy in Christ, so
Mm.
that we don't forget not forget we don't be malnourished on the word of the Lord. We can always be healthy in the word of the Lord.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. You know what I'm
So
saying? Were
yeah,
you
this
there
is
when I
what.
did the 4 questions?
Nah, wait, when?
Oh, you wasn't there when I did the exercise. Okay, okay,
Nah, nah,
okay.
nah. When you do that?
I did it Friday night.
Oh yeah, yeah. Friday, I was under the weather Friday. So
Mm.
yeah, so I was hearing it, but I was going through things Friday, so I was like I couldn't concentrate.
Man, I'm glad you're feeling better though, bro. That's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
It's a
man.
blessing.
I sweat that stuff out, bro. I bundled up, put a hoodie and some sweatpants on, got underneath them covers, bro. Just sweated the whole weekend.
Mm.
Yeah. So
Man.
yeah, that helped out a lot.
Yeah,
Did
man.
you
So,
did
oh,
you
again,
get
I'm
the?
sorry.
No, my fault. I was just ready to ask you. Did you get to see the first two videos?
I seen the tail end of the last one.
Uh huh.
Um, and I think that I think that I think when people are finding God, trying to search for God, we're gonna go through peaks and valleys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, so I do get what he's saying. Um, as far as God being, just upfront with us and how he deals with us and how he doesn't, how he's not holding back the truth or things of that nature. Um, you know what I mean? So I definitely agree upon that. I do think that God does meet us where we're at, and that
Mhm.
when He meets us where we're at, He works with us accordingly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because at times, we just could be wrapped up in something. You know what I mean? We could be wrapped up in some sin or whatever else is going on, and we just not in a good way. You know what I mean? Or we wrapped up in an
Mhm.
addiction or something like that. So he has to meet us where we at, and it may not make sense, um, to regular people or even to us at the time, right? When we seeing how he's working in our life or how he's working through what we're going through, because everybody got something they're going through. You know what I mean?
Facts.
There's not one person on this earth that's just like walking around and like doop 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 doop. Like, nah, man. Even if they
Yeah.
wealthy, like they have an amount of they're gonna go through life because life has no favoritism. Life is gonna impact you no matter who you are. You know what I
Facts.
mean? And yes, if you are living, with wealth or with certain things, there's certain things that you may not have to deal with. You know what I mean, that regular people have to deal with, on a regular occasion. But there may be things that you may face that people are not even aware of. You know what I'm saying? When
Mhm.
it comes to that. So, um, yeah, it's life is life, man, and we have to understand that people at times are going to have an understanding of God that we don't have, or have a relationship with God that we don't fully understand. So the best thing to do, that's why we taught, that's why we fellowship, because
Mhm.
you know it's an understanding. There's gonna be something that you sharing, brother, that I have never even been through nor am aware of. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
vice versa. You know, and I know for me, because I've struggled with different addictions. My walk with God is gonna look different from anybody else. It's just gonna look different,
Right.
just based on that. That alone is gonna put me at a point where it looks different. You know what I mean? So, and and I just got to be patient with my process.
Right.
Because I look at other people process, and I'm like, man, they doing all right. They're not even struggling like the way I'm struggling. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But God has a purpose for them, just like He got a purpose for me, and He loves us all. And I just got to see that He has that purpose. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah. No, that's 100. That's 100%. Especially when he's working on us. We look at the things that's around us, and the first thing we do is start comparing. What it is that they got going on versus what it is that we got going on, and then we forget why we're in the situation that we're in. And it's
Mm-hmm.
easy to be like, it's easy to do that because one, we have social media, and then two, we're trying to make sense of something that is not to be made sense of.
Mm.
You see, we're
Mm.
trying, which like Bolo was talking about. At times, we'll try to fix a problem for somebody, and they just want to be heard. They don't really want us to
Mm-hmm.
fix the problem. They just want us to hear. And that's how the Lord is. The Lord wants us to sit and be patient and have that faith that He's directing us the right way. But when we come to these problems, we're immediately getting the hammer, getting the tools, the drill, and we're trying to build something and try to fix something that if we just sat back and be patient enough and just wait, it'll fix itself.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So that's you're 100% right on that. And you know, this is why having having platforms like this, like Bolo, Brother Truth, Mo Love, Scorch, um, shoot, even mine. Even though I don't want to really name mine, like, cause I'm paying homage to everybody else that helped me get here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this is why it's is so important because what we're doing what we're doing is we're helping everybody build their faith up. We're helping everybody know, like, look, it's not just you going through this. And I know it can, at times it can feel like it's just you, but it's not just you. We're all going through
Mm.
this.
Mm. Yeah, man, and I think when we have the understanding it's not just us, it makes life a lot easier. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And we're able to, you know, be like, all right, I know I'm going through this, but man, I'm not going through this by myself.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I know that there's people who understand. I know there's people who are going to be there to help. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And that's the key.
Yep.
But see, when we help each other, I take a certain amount of effort and a certain amount of love, and I think a lot of times, when we do that or we challenge people to do that, that's when we really see if they really love us or not. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Facts. Facts.
Um, but yeah, if you want, I can ask you the 4 questions if you want. I mean,
Yeah, let's get to hold on to the 4 questions.
mm-hmm.
Let's get through this last video because we're on the last video. I
Yes,
don't know
sir.
if I don't know if you want to see the first one or not.
Oh, it's up
Um,
to you, brother. What if you want me to build on the first one? I can. I don't mind.
okay, the first one is not that long. Is fairly short. Um,
Mm-hmm.
just listen to it real quick and give me your feedback on it.
Definitely, I'm mute up.
Decisions in your life, albeit painful, sometimes to push you down roads you otherwise would not chosen for yourself. And because he's the author and finisher of your story, sometimes he know you will not move, and so you need a push. And so sometimes he might close the door to give you that push. Sometimes you might go through rejection to get that push. Sometimes some has to crumble around your life to get that push. Sometimes he'll take something out of your life to give you that push. Sometimes the Lord is watching you, knowing that you need to take this next step of faith. Sometimes God will.
You want to hear it again, or you good?
Oh no, I got it. I got
Okay.
it. um, I mean, yeah, I mean, God will add and subtract, man. He definitely will do that, man. And you know, and it's to motivate us, it's to help us. And a lot of times, and no matter what space you're dealing in, even personal space. I remember I had to tell a family member recently, like, hey, the way you communicate with me, I don't like the way you communicate with me. Like, especially
Mhm.
when you're involved and you're doing certain things. Like, yeah, and then you call me, and then you just not yourself. You know what I mean? I don't want no parts of that. You know what I mean? And that was hard for me to say because this is somebody who raised me. You know what I mean? But I
Mhm.
had to say it because if I didn't, then I know that the behavior would continue. You know what I'm saying? Um, so a lot of times, man, we have to stand on our convictions in our relationships because if we don't, then we're just living a lie, and then we're just
Right.
putting up with people and things, and we're not, we are. a lot of times those people and things may have to, they may have to, go, or we may have to, kind of give them some rules and boundaries of how we want to be treated. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that, I mean, that's something I went through personally. I say as far as social media, that happens a lot, man. Social media, people will come and go. People will act like they cool with you, and then they're not cool. People will, will change up on you, and
Mm-hmm.
it can be wild, man. Social media can be a wild place. It can be a very weird, very very weird place. And when you find people that's genuine on social media, it's good to keep them around. You know what I mean? It's good to keep those people who really care about you, really love you around. Because a lot of people on social media, they just want access. They want access to you, or they want to be close to you, but they don't really want to be there. They just kind of want to, be around just to kind of be nosy, or to try to gather information on you. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And that's hard to deal with, but that's a reality. So so yeah, man. When you're dealing with people, even people, I'll go back to the personal thing. Even when you're dealing with family members, there's some family members you can't be around, or they can't come to certain functions, right? Because you already
Mm-hmm.
know how they're gonna act. They're gonna act up. You know what I mean? So they can't come around to certain functions, and there's certain family members you can bring everywhere. You know what I mean? And you can take them anywhere, but it's just knowing people's place in your life, and knowing that at times, and I believe this. Everybody does have a reason for being in your life, and everybody has a season. Some seasons will last forever. Some will
Right.
be, a few years. Some will be temporary. You know what I mean? And you just gotta maneuver through it. And it can be at times difficult, especially when we love the people that we're around, man. If you really love somebody, you got to step away, or you can't be around them. That hurts. You know what I mean? So yeah,
You ain't lying on that, bruh. You ain't lying on that. All right. All right. We gonna get to this last one. You remember this guy right here?
I don't even know who that is. He's probably one of them rappers, but I have no idea who that is.
All right. So this gentleman on the left, all the way to the left, he was a troll at first, and he used to make these
Mm,
videos like pranking people, or he'll go into the store and mess up the store and then leave out, and or he'll do that. He used to do this little thing where he'll hold up traffic and then he'll jump and dead drop on your car.
oh wow.
Yeah. So he was like real reckless at one point in time of his life. And he started going through things.
Mm,
Once he started going through things, he started changing. And he had got locked up. He had got locked up. When he got back out, he started changing his life and stuff like that. And now you can hear the conviction in him when he's talking, because he's talking about how he changed his life and how he found God and stuff like that. And
mm.
this story is a touching story. And one, it just shows that, no, like you said, no matter where we may be at, God has a plan for us. He has something for us. And it is plenty of times God could have took this boy. But
Mm,
I think he kept him the way he did is because he's going to use him in such a special way that he will be able to get to people that is like the lost sheep. Have you ever heard the lost sheep parable? So, you there? All right, I don't know if Soap got kicked off, but I don't know what happened to Soap. So he'll be back. Okay, but Well, yeah, he'll be back. I thought so. Something happened. But he's he's gonna be one of those ones that help get the lost sheep to come back. I believe this is what the Lord's going to use him for, because to see his growth now to where he was at before is it's only the Lord. It's only the Lord. You only can say that's the Lord. And I'm glad he's he's changed. Real talk, cause this guy was wild. Oh, you good? So you good? Good. Soap had to restart his laptop. It's okay. Just jump back in when everything boots up. Just jump back in. I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna hold off for a second and wait for you to get back in. But yeah, he was wild. Like I said, he used to do. He was like in his time. He was like kind of like one of the founders of the prank troll society. He he used to go into like Walmart and like they have like those little tall stands and stuff, and he'll jump into it and knock everything down and then leave out the store. Uh, what else he used to do? He used to do some wild. That boy used to do some wild stuff. One of his famous, like I said before, one of his famous things was he used to stop in the middle of the street, and people used to stop, and he used to jump and just dead drop on their car, and people used to like yell at him and cuss him out and stuff like that. Like he was wild, bro. He used to do like these crazy pranks and stuff like that. And after a certain amount of time went on, he did start like trying to jump into the rap scene. Um, but by that time, he was only known for his antics. So rap didn't take off how he thought it would in that time. It ain't take off. Then he got locked up. Uh, he was gone for a minute, and then when he came back, he was kind of changed. I'm not gonna say kind of changed. He was changed. He was talking different. He was moving different, and now where he's at now, he's doing interviews and he's talking about God and stuff, and just to see, like I said, the progression, it just lets you know, like, yo, yes, the Lord is real. That's the Lord is real, and he will use people that you wouldn't even expect him to use. So shouts out to this guy for turning over a new leaf. I'm trying to wait till Soap get in here. If he come in, I'll just let it play again. But I want y'all to hear this story. He'll be back. Soap will be back once his laptop finish.
I got out of jail, I still didn't live a Christian lifestyle. Still wasn't a Christian. Still was chasing money, women, pills, and all that. So the seed was planted in me from my cellmate. What watered the seed was my friend, Nero. He was a drug dealer. He was serving drugs. And the girl that he was serving drugs to, she got on the phone and said, hey, yeah, I'm with him right now. Okay, yeah, you want to get something? Hey, I got somebody else who want to buy something from me. He said, bet.
All right, hold on. Let's start it. You back in here. Let's start from the beginning. I want you to
I
hear the
had
whole
an
thing.
encounter with the Holy Spirit.
Okay,
I
brother.
got out of jail, I still didn't live a Christian lifestyle. Still wasn't a Christian. Still was chasing money, women, pills, and all that. So the seed was planted in me from my cellmate. What watered the seed was my friend, Nero. He was a drug dealer. He was serving drugs. And the girl that he was serving drugs to, she got on the phone and said, hey, yeah, I'm with him right now. Okay, yeah, you want to get something? Hey, I got somebody else who want to buy something from you. He said, bet. Bring him through. She get out the car, somebody come and shoot his car up, and he's shot. After he gets shot, he drive off to the nearest house to go get help. He get on the phone with his mom and said, Mom, I'm dying, I just got shot. I heard the phone call. I got to listen to the phone recording. She said, you better call on Jesus, call on Jesus, call on Jesus. She lost her son to the streets already. He lost a brother to the streets already. This dude is a drug dealer, bruh. He wasn't a holy man. He wasn't a righteous man. He was a womanizer, a hoe, serving drugs to people that don't help people. He tried to walk to the nearest house. After he get out of his car. So much blood on the scene. He get on his knees. He couldn't walk no more. He said, Jesus, forgive the shooter and forgive me for my sins. When they got to him, he was pronounced dead. There was no life in his body. They took him to the hospital. He was back into his body. They thought it was a ghost. They ran. They say it's a miracle. You're not supposed to be alive right now. Do you know what he told me? He said, where I just was, I want to be back. After he told Jesus, come into my heart, forgive me for my sins. After he took his last breath on earth, God allowed him to be in heaven. And he was sharing with me everything that he saw in the spiritual realm. This life here is temporary. Have you ever thought to yourself, why do I die? You ever thought to yourself? As a kid, dog, I'm like, why do I have to die? It's not fair for me to experience joy with my friends and family and then I forget. It's not fair that I experience this life and then what? I just vanish? It's no more John? I'm just gone? That's not fair. As a kid, I thought that. Well, you know what? That's because it's some truth to it. We don't just vanish. We was never supposed to die. Sin brought death. When you go out there and you see a tree with no leaves, that's death. That wasn't like that before sin came. When you go out there and see the grass rotting and all the brown in the grass, that's death. That was never in the world. When my friend got shot and died, he continued living. But the only reason why he continued to live is because he said, Jesus, forgive me for my sins. Before he took his last breath, he got to live. When your spirit leave your body, you're going to be dead or alive. Death is separated from your creator. He got to be united with his creator because he said, Jesus, forgive me for my sins. What he was doing on this earth was wrong. It was wrong. But his mom said, hey, if you about to die, you better call on Jesus. And he did that. And Jesus said, I forgive you for your sins. What he was sharing with me or what he saw is what truly made me give my life to Christ. Even after I had my own encounter. Because I said, one day I'm going to take my last breath. And if I'm going to take my last breath, then I need to make sure that I'm going to continue living. Because my brother, my friend who I actually know, played ball with, hoop with, at his house with, who I witnessed, now shot, pronounced dead, heard the voice recording, said he'd rather be back where he was than to be here on his earth with his wife and kids. I believe that.
Man,
Man.
um, miracles do happen, though, bro. Miracles do happen.
Nah, for real.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't want, you know, I don't want people to feel like if they pray and certain things don't happen that God is not with them. That doesn't mean that God has a timer for us. You know what I'm saying? And His timing is perfect. So even when we pray and our requests don't come true, they really do. They really do come true. God is still giving you an answer. You know what I mean? So I hope people understand that. And I don't want people to feel like, man, I prayed for this family member and they didn't live or whatever else. Like, I don't want them to be confused at all. Like, what I mean? At times, what I mean, we may not get the answer that we want, but we get the answer that we need. We always get the answer that we need. And we have to always remember that because God loves us and He's going to always give us the answer that we need. You know what I mean? And that's what counts. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people who who basically, you know, they they have lived their whole life and they have done things that are, like you said, are not right. That he was talking about is not right. You know what I'm saying? And they have done things that are not of God. And God has still came and used those people, man. You know what I mean? You never know who God can use. You know what I mean? Just because somebody is doing like the worst things, or just because they're living a wayward life, you never ever know that what God what God can do with that person, man. You never know, man. You never know. You know what I'm saying? So he took his friend, right? He took people that was in his life, you know what I mean, that, like you said, the guy was living this type of life and doing this, that, and the third. And look, he made a way for him. He made a way that this man could actually be an example of faith. He could be an example of God. He could be an example that God can work with anybody. You know what I mean? God's not just in the business of just working with those who are spotless, clean, or just do everything right. If that was the case, he wouldn't work with any of us. To be honest. You know what I'm saying? But it's when, God shows God shows the extent of his love when he reaches those who and he uses those who people don't expect him to use. You know what I mean? That's when we really see the full measure of his love. You know what I mean? Because none of us really deserve his love. You know what I mean? To be honest, but we really see that we don't deserve it when he uses those that are out there doing all types of stuff. So yeah.
100%, bro. That's 100%. I was just saying that when you had reset it. I was just saying that, like, yo, you don't know who God's gonna be able to use, like, to even see where this brother came from, to seeing them now, bro. You would be like, that's not the same dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll be like, yo, that is not the same dude, like, bro. But it just shows, like, the transformation you have once you accept the Lord for who He is and accept the Lord in your life. You see where you get to see where you came from, and to know that you came from this and you're like this, you can only say that's through the power of God. That's through the love of God. And because we've been doing parables we're gonna be doing parables and Bible study for the next 2 months. So I'm gonna be talking about parables for a while. But in the parable of the lost sheep, they asked a question: what type of God sits with sinners and eats with sinners? And Jesus rebuttal to that was, what type of man has sheep, loses one, and don't go find them? You said, what kind of person would I be if I didn't go leave the 99 here to go find that lost sheep and bring them back? Saying that to say, what type of person would I be only to hang out with righteous people and not go get a sinner and turn the sinner back righteous? You see what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
with I was saying, I believe the Lord is going to use this brother like that. He's going to be used to bring to cause he fits a description of nowadays people. Tattoos all over the face, uh uh the locks in his head. But he's talking intellectual and he's talking to God. So when people look at him, they're gonna be like, dang, bro, you like this and you like that? And then it's gonna get
Mm-hmm.
them to understand, like, bro, just because I was like this, it doesn't mean that you can't be like this. He's gonna be one of the
Facts.
ones that bring those lost sheep back to the flock. And
Yep.
and it's crazy how the Lord used his best friend to show him the power of the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
in this joint, what really stood out to me was that he died on the scene.
Mm.
They brought him back to life at the hospital.
Mm.
The hospital ain't bring him back. The Lord brought him back to life in the hospital.
Mhm.
When he talked to him, he told him that he'd rather go back.
Mm.
He'd rather go back to where he just came from.
Mm.
That's what made him say, "Yo, you'll rather leave this place with your wife and your kids and stuff to go back where you came from."
Mm.
We gonna listen. Let's listen to it again, cause just listen to what he says. He died and they brought him back. Just listen.
or alive. Death is separated from your creator. He got to. I had an encounter with the Holy Spirit. I got out of jail, I still didn't live a Christian lifestyle. Still wasn't a Christian. Still was chasing money, women, pills, and all that. So the seed was planted in me from my cellmate. What watered the seed was my friend, Nero. He was a drug dealer. He was serving drugs. And the girl that he was serving drugs to, she got on the phone and said, "Hey, yeah, I'm with him right now. Okay, yeah, you want to get something? Hey, I got somebody else who want to buy something from me." He said, "Bet. Bring him through." She get out the car, somebody come and shoot his car up, and he's shot. After he gets shot, he drive off to the nearest house to go get help. He get on the phone with his mom and said, "Mom, I'm dying, I just got shot." I heard the phone call. I got to listen to the phone recording. She said, "You better call on Jesus, call on Jesus, call on Jesus." She lost her son to the streets already. He lost a brother to the streets already. This dude is a drug dealer, bruh. He wasn't a holy man. He wasn't a righteous man. He was a womanizer, a hoe, serving drugs to people that don't help people. He tried to walk to the nearest house. After he get out of his car, so much blood on the scene. He get on his knees. He couldn't walk no more. He said, "Jesus, forgive the shooter and forgive me for my sins." When they got to him, he was pronounced dead. There was no life in his body. They took him to the hospital. He was back into his body. They thought it was a ghost. They ran. They say it's a miracle. You're not supposed to be alive right now. Do you know what he told me? He said, "Where I just was, I'm gonna be back." After he told Jesus, "Come into my heart, forgive me for my sins," after he took his last breath on earth, God allowed him to be in heaven. And he was sharing with me everything that he saw in the spiritual realm. This life here is temporary. Have you ever thought to yourself, why do I die? You ever thought to yourself? As a kid, dog, I'm like, why do I have to die? It's not fair for me to experience joy with my friends and family and then I forget. It's not fair that I experience this life and then what? I just vanish? It's no more John? I'm just gone? That's not fair. As a kid, I thought that. Well, you know what? That's because it's truth to it. We don't just vanish. We was never supposed to die. Sin brought death. When you go out there and you see a tree with no leaves, that's death. That wasn't like that before sin came. When you go out there and see the grass rotting and all the brown in the grass, that's death. That was never in the world. When my friend got shot and died, he continued living. But the only reason why he continued to live is because he said, "Jesus, forgive me for my sins." Before he took his last breath, he got to live. When your spirit leave your body, you're going to be dead or alive. Death is separated from your creator. He got to be united with his creator because he said, "Jesus, forgive me for my sins." What he was doing on this earth was wrong. It was wrong. But his mom said, "Hey, if you about to die, you better call on Jesus." And he did that. And Jesus said, "I forgive you for your sins." What he was sharing with me or what he saw is what truly made me give my life to Christ. Even after I had my own encounter. Because I said, one day I'm going to take my last breath. And if I'm going to take my last breath, then I need to make sure that I'm going to continue living. Because my brother, my friend who I actually know, played ball with, hoop with, at his house with, who I witnessed, now shot, pronounced dead, heard the voice recording, said he'd rather be back where he was than to be here on his earth with his wife and kids. I believe that.
Man, and I had a thought too as this was playing, man. And God was showing me this, man. Like, you know, even though he escaped the streets and him and his friend escaped the streets, man,
Mhm.
that probably will always be a struggle for them, you know what I mean? And there
Mhm.
may be times where they fall into that struggle, man. But that's everyone. We all got our struggles, man. There's times where we're gonna do great. There's months we're gonna be doing great, weeks, maybe even a whole year, maybe even 2 years, longer than that, right? But we always are gonna have struggles, man. That's why we need God. That's why we need
Mhm.
Christ to help us through those. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's why we need His grace and mercy. Because no actions we can do will ever be good enough for us to, save us, from damnation, man. We
Facts.
need God because we're weak. You know what I mean? We're weak in our flesh. You know what I mean? And it's only
Mhm.
when we call on God, only when we rely on God is when we're strong, man. Only when we're open with God is when our true strength is there. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But I think a lot of times we think that when we walk this walk that we're just gonna have to have everything right. Everything got to go right. We gotta say everything right. We can't do nothing
Mhm.
wrong. It's like nah, no. If that was the case, as my big bro Von Eric always like to say, if we was perfect, why would we need Christ? Like, because we will have everything then. You know what I mean? Like, but no, we
Mhm.
need him because we're not perfect, and we're saved by His grace and His love. We're not saved by anything else, man. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of people will see a brother like this and they'll be like, man, he got tattoos, he got this, he got that. He talking to people in the streets. I know sometimes he's still in the streets, and it's like, okay, cool, you judging him based on what he looked like or what he may struggle with. But man, he's fighting and trying to be closer to God than people who probably not doing those things. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times we could be so quick to judge people based on their appearance or based on how we think they should live. You know what I mean? But yet, we have our own sin, like the Bible says, remove the plank out of your own eye before you move the speck out of your brother or sister's eye. You feel me? So yeah.
Nah, and that's facts, bro. And that's facts. You know what stood out to me the most in this, and it said all through the Bible was when he said to be separated from God is death, but to be with God is life. And that's said through the whole Bible, bruh. Whoever is with me will have everlasting life. It's in
Mm-hmm.
numerous pages and chapters in there, bruh. And that part stood out to me so much in this, because I remember being in them shoes, like wondering like what happens after I'm done this. You know what I'm saying? What happens after I'm done this?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember being on Smitty's live one day, and I was saying like we're all energy, and the Lord gave us this energy, and we want to make it back to that source. We don't just want to be detached from that source and not make it back. We want to be back with our creator. You know what I'm saying? That part right there, bruh, it hits home, bruh, because we should all thrive and we should all try our best to make it back to our creator, bro. Because like you said, li- that's living. He still had a chance to live, and that's what is
Mm-hmm.
promised to us: everlasting life, bro.
Facts, bro. I do got to run, family man. But
Yeah,
much love to you, brother.
already.
Um, I would definitely take some more time, but I got to finish these chores, man.
No, no, no.
um,
Hey, bro, I'm ready to be closing it down. Anyway, I played the last. That was the last video. Um, before you get out of here, do you got anything you wanna say before you get up out of here?
Man, y'all show love to ACOG Club podcast, man. Like and subscribe. Show the brother some love, man. And thank you, brother. Thank you for having me up here, man. You know what I'm saying?
Already.
Love you, brother. And
Love you back, bro.
definitely, man. I'll definitely be chopping up with you more, man. If you do them Thursday joints, I'll definitely be on, man.
Most definitely,
And
most
you on
definitely.
Instagram, right? Is it ACOG Chop on Instagram?
Nah, it is ACOG underscore club.
Okay, let me add you right now.
Yeah.
Let me add you
Uh,
right now while I'm on here. ACOG. Okay, hold on, brother. Give me 1 second. Okay, I got you, bro. But yeah, man.
all right.
But yeah, much love, brother. I'm out of here. All right, everybody like and subscribe, y'all. Later, brother.
Already, bro. Shouts out to my brother Soapbox for coming in, kicking it with me. Shouts out to everybody who came in and was rocking out with me. Von Eric, Scam Likely, my mama. You already know I love you, mama. But yeah, man, like this this is what this is what I want to make this live about. You know, we get fed some good words. You know, we help each other build faith. You know, excuse me. We share our testimonies with each other. Um, we get some good knowledge, and we just we we grow. You know, not only we grow together as one, but we're growing spiritually as well. You know, with our faith is starting to mature. You know, so that we can be in a healthy spot throughout the week. It's gonna be times where we have ups and downs. It's gonna be times throughout the week where we just getting hit and hit. You know, the devil trying to attack us. You know, we got a trial that we might be facing that we're trying to overcome, and just having these platforms like this and hearing this word will help us make it through. You know, it will help us make it through. And with this video, man, it just shows you like the love that he has for us, even though he knows that we're gonna fall short at times. He knows that we come with inequities and stuff like that. But just being able to call on the Lord, and he come down and forgive us for all that. Forgive us. You know, that means so much. That means so much. You can't ask for nothing better, you know? So we definitely gotta take that time to really start getting right with the Lord. We had to take that time to really start putting all our faith into the Lord. You know, not not only when we're on our deathbed, but while we still have mobility in our limbs, while we still able to breathe, while we still got our lights on, you know, while we still able to use all our limbs, have all our senses, get up tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? And the next day after that, we supposed to get better at time and continue to give him the praise because he don't have to wake us up. He don't have to, but he chooses to because he loves us that much that he's given us a chance. He's given us another opportunity to get it right. Man, this right here was dope, bruh. And I really enjoy the growth that this young man has. You know, Mo Love, I don't know. This you just now coming in. before I get out of here, do you want to see the videos? And if you have time, you can click the link and come up, and you can give your talking points if you want to. Um, but if you want to hear the videos, just let me know. Just let me know if you want to hear the videos. I can play them for you. But like I was saying, just seeing the growth in this young man, bro, it's amazing. It's amazing, and I love where he's going at now. Like I really commend him for doing this. Real talk. I really commend. I really commend him for doing this. Because just seeing where he came from, bruh, is a true testimony. Is a true testimony. But for everybody that's joining in now, oh my God, what's going on? MDMA lifestyle in the building. What's going on? That's a native from Baltimore right there. What's going on, my guy? How you feeling? But yeah, he's definitely a living testimony. Have you seen this, Mo? Have you seen this video? If um if not, I can play it if you haven't seen it. I had three of them for tonight, and for anybody joining in now, this is one of many segments that we're gonna have. I'm not gonna do it on Tuesdays because I have Bible study, and then we have Bolo's live Tuesday night prayers at Bolo's. So Tuesday is kind of booked. I might push this to Thursday. There's gonna be faith and growth, and we're gonna watch these videos, and we're gonna build up our faith, and we're gonna grow together spiritually. Um, I'm ready to play this for you, Mo Love. And if you would like to come up, the link is in the at the top of the comment section. If you would like to come up and share anything.
So much blood on the scene. He get on his knees. He couldn't walk no more.
Which you want me to start from the beginning, Mo, or do you just want to hear this one? Because I can go back to the first two. We did these three tonight. I can go through whichever ones you want. So if you want me to go back to the first one, I can. If you just want to hear this one, I can just play that one. I'm trying to wait for you to hear it. It's that delay. All right.
I had an encounter with the Holy Spirit. I got out of jail, I still didn't live a Christian lifestyle. Still wasn't a Christian. Still was chasing money, women, pills, and all that. So the seed was planted in me from my cellmate. What watered the seed was my friend, Nero. He was a drug dealer. He was serving drugs. And the girl that he was serving drugs to, she got on the phone and said, hey, yeah, I'm with him right now. Okay, yeah, you want to get something? Hey, I got somebody else who want to buy something from you. He said, bet. Bring him through. She get out the car, somebody come and shoot his car up, and he's shot. After he gets shot, he drive off to the nearest house to go get help. He get on the phone with his mom and said, Mom, I'm dying, I just got shot. I heard the phone call. I got to listen to the phone recording. She said, you better call on Jesus, call on Jesus, call on Jesus. She lost her son to the streets already. He lost a brother to the streets already. This dude is a drug dealer, bruh. He wasn't a holy man. He wasn't a righteous man. He was a womanizer, a hoe, serving drugs to people that don't help people. He tried to walk to the nearest house. After he get out of his car. So much blood on the scene. He get on his knees. He couldn't walk no more. He said, Jesus, forgive the shooter and forgive me for my sins. When they got to him, he was pronounced dead. There was no life in his body. They took him to the hospital. He was back into his body. They thought it was a ghost. They ran. They say it's a miracle. You're not supposed to be alive right now. Do you know what he told me? He said, where I just was, I want to be back. After he told Jesus, come into my heart, forgive me for my sins. After he took his last breath on earth, God allowed him to be in heaven. And he was sharing with me everything that he saw in the spiritual realm. This life here is temporary. Have you ever thought to yourself, why do I die? You ever thought to yourself? As a kid, dog, I'm like, why do I have to die? It's not fair for me to experience joy with my friends and family and then I forget. It's not fair that I experience this life and then what? I just vanish? It's no more John? I'm just gone? That's not fair. As a kid, I thought that. Well, you know what? That's because it's truth to it. We don't just vanish. We was never supposed to die. Sin brought death. When you go out there and you see a tree with no leaves, that's death. That wasn't like that before sin came. When you go out there and see the grass rotting and all the brown in the grass, that's death. That was never in the world. When my friend got shot and died, he continued living. But the only reason why he continued to live is because he said, Jesus, forgive me for my sins. Before he took his last breath, he got to live. When your spirit leave your body, you're going to be dead or alive. Death is separated from your creator. He got to be united with his creator because he said, Jesus, forgive me for my sins. What he was doing on this earth was wrong. It was wrong. But his mom said, hey, if you about to die, you better call on Jesus. And he did that. And Jesus said, I forgive you for your sins. What he was sharing with me or what he saw is what truly made me give my life to Christ. Even after I had my own encounter. Because I said, one day I'm going to take my last breath. And if I'm going to take my last breath, then I need to make sure that I'm going to continue living. Because my brother, my friend who I actually know, played ball with, hoop with, at his house with, who I witnessed, now shot, pronounced dead, heard the voice recording, said he'd rather be back where he was than to be here on his earth with his wife and kids. I believe that.
Mm, mm, mm. Man, bruh. Man, bruh. Oh, it's heavy. It's heavy. Now, that's all we can be is grateful. All we can be is grateful. You know, grateful that he didn't just think that we was worthless. You know, grateful that he was grateful that he just wanted to lay his life down for us. That the least we can do, the least we can do, bruh, is give him that praise, is give him that glory, is be in tune with him, have a relationship with him. That's the least we can do. That's the least we can do. You know, cause he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to do that. You know, we we tend to make it as if we could have did what he did. We could have been up there on the cross. We could have laid our life down for people. You know what I'm saying? We try to act like we're just that good of a person that we didn't need him to get on the cross for us. That's cap. That's cap. Bro said he rather be where he came from than be back here on earth. I'm pretty sure he loved his family. But just seeing what's in store for him on the other side is more pleasurable to be there than it is to be here. That's cool. Man, man. That's I had to play this video. I had to play this. This was a good video for the beginning of this segment that I'm gonna start building. This is a good video to start with. I hope I can find other videos that can give you the same feeling that I'm getting from this. And I do have one. I have another one. What? No, you gotta wait till I'm done. I have another video more. I want you to see. I don't know if you've seen this one.
Transitions in your life, albeit painful, sometimes to push you down roads you otherwise would not chosen for yourself. And because he is the author and finisher of your story, sometimes he know you will not move, and so you need a push. And so sometimes he might close the door to give you that push. Sometimes you might go through rejection to get that push. Sometimes sometimes to crumble around your life to get that push. Sometimes he'll take something out of your life to give you that push. Sometimes the Lord is watching you, knowing that you need to take this next step of faith. Sometimes God will engineer.
Nah, this guy Philip is definitely awesome. Like when I heard this last night, I was like, bruh, I understand. I understand. You know, yeah, nah, he is. He is. And he'll do whatever it takes and use whoever he has to use. And just like just like that brother, just like that brother, he had the seed planted in him. He used his friend to help water that seed. You know, he used his friend to give him that extra push. I referred to this video as that push being my middle child. You know, he used that middle child because he knew that was the one that was gonna give me that extra push. He knew I got a soft spot for it. He used that. So yeah, this is like I said, this is one of many. If nobody else wanna come up and share anything, shouts out to 84 for coming in, jumping in the live and kicking it with me. You know, uh I definitely greatly appreciate it. I definitely appreciate Mo coming in here, sharing with me her time. You know, this is like I said, this is the beginning of many more we're gonna have. I'm gonna continue finding like little videos like this, so that we can bring them up and we can keep working on our faith and keep growing because we don't we don't need to just get fed one time a week. You know, we need to continue getting fed because we don't know what each other's going through, and we're always going through something throughout the week. Monday through Sunday, we're always facing something, but it's good to have platforms like Mo Love, platforms like Bolo, um, so that we can, continue to get this good word and to keep working closer to the Lord, you know. Yeah, oh man, don't thank you. Thank you for just, blessing me with your presence. That's grateful enough. I'm grateful enough for that. You know, and I gotta give, you know, you homage. I gotta give Bolo homage anytime I'm doing these lives, because you know y'all help y'all help me get to where I'm at right now. Even if y'all don't notice, y'all help keep me grounded and help me uh want to keep doing these things. Just seeing what y'all do and seeing, how y'all move and stuff like that, it makes me want to move that way. And that's what these lives is about, you know. So Tuesdays not gonna be the day. Like I said, because I got Bible study on Tuesday, because we got Tuesday night prayer. I'm gonna move it to Thursday. So Thursday it'll be Thursday night faith and growth lives. So like I said, I'm gonna continue finding these videos, and we're gonna build our faith, and we're gonna grow spiritually together. And I'm gonna do it on StreamYard, so that y'all can come up and join the live and participate. Anytime you see me on StreamYard, guaranteed there's a link pinned to the top where y'all can come and join in and kick it, Yes, thank the Lord for the village, and thank the Lord for definitely using me how he sees fit, like Brother Ant always says. I'm glad he's using me in a way that can actually be of an assistance to people. Can help people, even if it's just planting the seed. That's all I want to do is plant the seed. Because I never know who's gonna take it take it further. You know. So that's all I wanna make sure I'm doing is being a good steward for the Lord. You know, that's all I want. That's all I want. So when I make it up there, he can look at me and be like, I'm pleased with you. I'm pleased with the work that you did. You know, that's all I want. So shouts out to y'all. Shouts out to everybody who came in and kicked it with me. I'm gonna be closing this down. Let's uh let's go out. Let's go out with another video. Let's see. What's a good one I can start off with? Let's see. What I got? What I got? Oh, this one was good. I think this the one I want to play before I get out of here.
Is it that wizards and witches have to keep killing chickens, have to keep killing cows, have to keep killing humans? It's like they have to keep doing it. Because if blood is shed, and whoever the source of that blood is no longer living, that blood also dies. Its potency is for a short time, and then the blood expires. The reason why the altar of heaven is so powerful is because the blood on the altar does not die because the person who shed the blood is not dead.
Come on.
So wizards and witches have to reboot their altars all the time with blood that is not significant in the spirit. Why is it that wizards
Y'all have a nice night.